Hey there, Mickey Barfield with the Polyhedral Knights, here to talk to you about how to run a better game. Now, I'm not saying your game sucks, but maybe it just needs a little something different point of view, something than the usual thing you've been doing, and you need to pump some life into it. So we're here to talk about that. This is going to be a few different videos. They're going to be short. I'm not going to bore you too long. At least I hope I don't bore you too long. Anyways, these are some great ideas I think that have worked at my table and have worked at my game sessions and at demos I've done. So sit back and listen and we can talk about that. Let's discuss session 0. Session 0 is very, very important. It's kind of really the unofficial first episode, but not. At least this is my version of session 0. Session 0 is really your kind of pre-planning thing. Now, most people when they're pre-planning things, they're pre-planning things by themselves as far as GMs. You're writing down your notes, you're making your little maps, you're getting your miniatures ready or whatever, okay? And you think that covers it all, but that only covers half of it. Really, when you're doing a role-playing game, remember, it's a story that you all are telling together. Even though you've laid out a thing, as far as an outline, it can't really function until you have players to fill in the gaps. This player over here, he might have a certain way of doing things, and that player over here might have a certain desire to do different things. You can plan a bunch of things out, but it's really like herding cats. Good luck getting them to go in line. They're going to go where they want to. So your best job, really, as a GM, is to try and find ways to at least coerce them to maybe try this or do this or pay attention to that or make them feel that this is important. And that's very important. You have to make them feel that this is what they want. This is what is important to that character. But before you do that, you have to get inside their mind. So session 0 is really about you doing an interview process with them. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit down and you're going to be picking their brains questions. Now, most people, I would say, really don't like to write backgrounds. They say they do, but they don't. At least that's my experience. Now, you might have a table full of people who wants to write long backgrounds, and this, if so, that's great. That's awesome. But I've had my fair share of people who are a bit lazy on that, and there's nothing wrong with that. They just want to get down to it, play, roll some dice, and have some fun. So what you want to do is you want to just ask them some probing questions to get more into the mind of their character, and not just their character, where they've been, what that shaped them, who's been in their life that makes things important, influential, who's guided them. So speaking of significant people, it can be family. Now, you're going to have probably your long list of players who are I call them the trench coat, katana wielding, I'm an orphan, no ties, no background type thing, just a raw killing machine. Murder hobos. Okay, there's ways to get around that and actually make them feel a little bit more and care a little bit more about than just killing, maybe about actually getting into doing some role playing. ROLE, not ROLL. So even if they're, let's just say, an orphan, okay, at one point, they probably had parents. If they didn't have parents, who raised them? Sure, certainly not a pack of wolves. And if it was a pack of wolves, what was that wolf like? Ultimately, what you want to do is you want to try and squeeze out at least 3 people in their lives who are significant. And now this could be a work associate, it could be a family member, it could be a mentor, it could be some guy who sells them their favorite pastry down the road or their bartender or whatever. They got to hang their hat somewhere, and they got to be talking to somebody some way and dealing with people. So when that's the case, find out who they are. If they don't have one, help them come up with those ideas. Okay, what do you do when you're not adventuring? What do you do for fun? And do you do that fun with somebody else? Or do you hang out somewhere? Things like that. Even find out from their characters what their favorite meals are, what their favorite drink is. Do they have a certain activity they do to unwind? This might seem superfluous, but it kind of puts you in the mind of that character. Not to mention, it gets that player in the mindset of that character. It helps him flesh that person out even more to the point where he's more than just a two-dimensional character. He's starting to breathe some life into that character. So going back to the people that's in their lives, what you want to do is you want to find out who they are, obviously, what they look like. Do they have a certain profession? how do they know this person? Is it related? Is it professional? Is it an old friend? What do they do with this person? Do they go hang out with that person? Do they do activities? Do they have any kind of like one shared experience from the background? That's really important. If you can find out some sort of shared experience that they did together that was kind of impactful, that almost kind of shaped their lives. It could be something perilous, something fun, whatever. But by having that, it breathes life again into not just their character, but the NPC. So this way, when you introduce that NPC to them later on, and you have them deal with them, that person is much more significant. And if anything is threatening them or happening to them, it's much more impactful. And they're not going to be just so flippant to just say, okay, well, either they'll live or they die. No, they're going to want them to live. You want them to value this person, to feel that emotion, that tie to that person, that tie to the community or something from them. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. We do have more videos coming that will help break down good starts to campaigns so you get it right out of the gate, fresh, fun, and exciting and exhilarating. So the players every week are eager to get back to the table and find out what's going to happen. Thanks for watching. Again, my name is Mickey Barfield with the Polyhedral Knights. Have a great day.